Ooh, Caddy.
Hey, what's good? It's Cadillaktrackz. This is quick tip number 83. I just made a video, number 84. I just made 83, and we went over some things right here inside of the audio settings on Fruity Loops, and we went over the triple buffer, smart disable, and these two. But there's also some other options available in here that can actually help to give you better performance with Fruity Loops. So just going to go over these real quick. These are about today's quick tip about Fruity Loops audio settings. If you click right here, the resampling quality, I like to keep my resampling quality high as possible. The higher the resampling quality is, it's the higher quality. It's also a slower processor on your computer. Depending on if you want a higher quality sound, you go to the 512. If you want the computer to respond more quickly, or if it's having problems or trouble keeping up, drop it down to 64. That's just what I do. That's my personal preference. Right here we have sample rate. Some people would like to keep their sample rate at 44.1. In the end, a lot of people argue that when you got to put it on a CD, it's going to be 44.1 in the very end anyway, if you're really taking it all the way. But 48 hertz, 48,000, it'll actually give you more headroom. They say more headroom on your computer. So when you're mixing it, you're looking at the little level knobs. You have more headroom and more manageability with the audio, if you will. So that's that. On general, under general right here, I believe I opened up this advanced tab right here. Just go over this real quick. These settings are default. You might have to adjust these. They might not be like mine. But you always want to make sure that you have force high performance power plan on, because your computer really can't run the CPU at 100% unless you have the high power plan on. And it gets a little more deeper than that, but you need to go into control settings, and then it has like a setting for power or battery. Go to that, and it has some settings where it'll say, do you want to turn your, it has a setting where you can switch to high performance plan. That means your computer never shuts down. When you're not using it, it doesn't shut down your CD-ROM or your USB drive, or it doesn't shut down at all. It's just running full speed all the time. Anyway, I do this one also. You might have this one selected too. Don't limit windows to screen. That way I can have all my windows popping up and it's not limiting me. This one right here, the maximum undo levels, yours will probably be a little bit lower. I keep mine at 127. With the template, I can actually undo very quickly. But the higher undos you have, and the more you have, the more it could tax your computer, because it's got to save that in the memory. So it could actually hurt your computer if your computer is slow or can't keep up. But having a lot of undos, it could help you out, especially when you're moving a lot of knobs and you want to undo those knobs. And that's why that has right here, undo knob tweaks. And you can select that. It says right there in the top left, can affect performance, and it will, because it's saving all these tweaks in your memory. So it will affect performance a little bit. I usually keep that one off, but you can keep that on if you move a lot of automation or knobs. SP. And this right here is the maximum undo level. This is 127. So let's go on here to the next one. I already went over this in the last video, but you need to have your autosave on. You need to make sure that it's on autosave every 5 minutes. That way, every 5 minutes, it will save your project. This is your external tools. If you have like an external program, like an audio editor, like Mixcraft, SoundForge, Adobe Sound, whatever, and you want to actually use that to edit samples and stuff, you just click right here and find the program, and then you can click right here, launch with file, default editor. Meaning that when you click on something, you go to audio editor, instead of Edison, that little thing could pop up instead of Edison. You could use that to edit your projects. And that's about it, man. Right here, the time-based PPQ, a lot of people don't mess with this. But if you bring that up, it gives you more lines in your graph, in your grid. So when you're in the piano roll, which is one of these tabs, when you're in the piano roll, you can see that it's it's 16 boxes across. If I bring that knob up, it's going to be way more boxes. You can get a lot more finer on the graph if you bring up this. But it also will affect performance. The higher it is up, the more memory your computer will use and all that. And this is the panning law. Triangular is what I do. That's my preference. Yours is probably circular. you might need to read up on that. I even made a video, quick tip about triangular panning. Now that's about it. You know, on my splash screen right here, if you go to this info screen, if you go to show info on opening, every time my Fruity Loops opens up, I get this quote right here, which is a quote that touched me. And you can even look it up and see who wrote it and read about him. It's kind of interesting dude. And that's about it, man. Cadillaktrackz. This is a quick tip, just going over the audio settings inside of Fruity Loops. Just a quick. I just went through all of them quickly. The first one I didn't go over was the MIDI tab right here, and that's how you set up your MIDI stuff. As you connect stuff, it should pop up here. All right, I'm Cadillaktrackz. I'm gonna go ahead and end this. This is a quick tip just on a few of the features in the audio settings tab in Fruity Loops 1.